All right, gentlemen, away from music, let's talk other, So let's move straight to our next conversation. Marital registry operations made the country a large amount of money in 2024. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, announced that the federal government raked in approximately 2.4 billion naira from marriage contracts via its marriage registry in 2024. The minister also revealed that more than 3.2 billion naira was generated from expatriate quota applications, marking a 150% increase in overall revenue. He added that marriage registry has become a substantial source of income as the ministry in 2023 surpassed its projected revenue from the marriage contracts, collecting more than 892 million naira as of October 31st, 2023. Tunji-Ojo also disclosed that the issuance of expatriate quotas contributed significantly to the ministry's revenue. Biko, the minister said marriage registry is now a substantial source of income, for Nigeria. Talk to me. What are your thoughts on this one?
He's talking about marriage registries under the purview of the federal government. A lot of people do their wedlock in local government headquarters.
Yes.
It is also a big source of revenue for those ones.
For this
people, when I was younger, people would do wedding only on Fridays or Saturdays. This time around, during the week, Thursday, you see people. Wednesday, you see people. Because there are so many other couples who also want to solemnize their union. And they know that if they don't book in good time, there will be no space for them.
Sure.
So you are driving through Ikoyi, for example, you see people outside taking pictures. These are newly wedded people. Some come from outside our country. They come to Nigeria. They are based abroad. They come to Nigeria to come and do their matrimony here.
Right here now.
Either in church or in those registries. A good number of people prefer to have it done in those registries, in those local government headquarters, call it court wedding. They prefer it like that. They believe that just doing it the traditional way does not insulate you, especially for the women. They need a bit of security.
Yeah,
and they believe that
be binding.
Yes, that court weddings are the best for them, so that it also holds the man accountable. I'm not saying that if you do not get married, via the courts, that a man will not be able to show a sense of responsibility. But people want some form of security, and they believe that that is the best. Those are the best places to go. So what I can deduce from this is, yes, the difficult environment that we find ourselves in our country, the economic downturn, is discouraging a lot of men from getting married as early as they would have wanted. Because look at, my mom got married at 26, and she was probably, amongst her peers, among her friends, she was probably the oldest to get married. Yes. She was probably the oldest. I knew some of her own friends
who got married earlier,
that she's way older than them, whose children are older than me. Yes, because, she opted to go to school and all that. So education can sometimes slow you down when it comes to taking these kind of decisions. But in spite of the fact that many men are taking their time, we are seeing more and more people actually getting married. Population is a factor.
Sure.
Our population has grown exponentially these past years, and people will see that infrastructure meant for our people are getting overstretched. So look at what the federal government has done. They established in 2021 20 more registries. And in spite of that, more and more people
are still coming.
Yeah, more and more people are coming to solemnize their wedlock through these registries, and money is coming the way of federal government through it.
Okay.
Wherever the federal government can find money, they will be happy. So, and it's such a good thing that the minister can announce to us that this is happening, more people getting married, more money coming the way of the Ministry of Interior.
Okay, now, Mayor, he's talked about increased revenue through marriage contracts, but also look at the rate of divorce, broken homes. Increased revenue, let's tie it in contrast. Increased revenue for the country, and also, yeah, people are rushing to get married, and also, I'm
sure that a large chunk of that income announced by the minister will come from Ikoyi registry. Because Ikoyi registry is the #1 spot for marriage contracts in Nigeria. And the reason is obvious. The American government only recognizes Ikoyi registry. If you leave America to come and get married here, the only marriage certificates that you can use in America when you are trying to do your papers,
you know?
It's Ikoyi registry.
So, for example, if I get married, Abeokuta South Local Government Registry,
it will not be accepted in America
until I have to go redo it.
So that's when, if you notice that, so most people who get married in Ikoyi registry, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are people from
who are securing their papers,
who need to file for papers. Because one of the laws now is that if you're there and you want to marry somebody who is from here, you have to come down to do it.
Sure.
You can't go there to do it in America.
Yeah, you see lots of,
you have to come back and do it here. So people have to come and do that. Those who want to arrange for papers and all that, and who need marriage certificate to be able to process those papers, they have to come here. So I'm sure Ikoyi registry will contribute a large chunk of the money they made. That's that. For the issue of divorce, the problem is that more people are getting married. It's not big deal because of our population.
Yes.
People get married every day. We have a lot of people who are up to marriageable age and they have to get married. Before now, people tend to lay emphasis on traditional weddings and church weddings. But like I said, because a lot of women believe that court wedding or the registry gives you more security in terms of dealing with the person. You cannot just walk out and go and marry someone else.
Because the law of the land.
Yes, if the lady decides to create problem for you, it's not as easy as if it's a traditional wedding.
Okay.
But that you got married does not change the fact that people do not really understand themselves. And as we get younger, they do not have the kind of hold that the family used to have on couples. Okay. Before, the most important marriage ceremony is the traditional wedding, which will be a contract between the two families.
Two families, yes.
So when one of them wants to misbehave, the entire family will come together to say, you can't do that, because you're not the only person now marrying the other party.
The entire family.
So it's easier for them to get involved and try to solve the problem. So as we get younger, the new set of young people do not have those hang-ups.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we are of marriageable age, we want to marry, they marry.
So the maturity.
The maturity is not there. We want to marry, they marry. But if you start having problems, they don't mind to walk out in 3 months, in 6 months. And they will say they're not doing it again. Okay. So that is why, despite the fact that we are having a lot of marriages contracted, we are also having a lot of divorces.
All right, the minister also said a lot of things, apart from Nigeria making money from marriage contracts. The minister also talked about the government's plan in the nation's borders. But this issue about the nation's border, our porous borders. Are you convinced that the government is doing enough in securing our borders?
We are not doing well in that area at all. We are not doing well, and it is a big problem when your neighbor is more or less a failed state. There are, I've said it a number of times, Nigeria is facing big security challenges because our neighbor, the one that we share such an extensive border with, Niger Republic, is a failed state. It's a failed state. A big chunk of the country is ungoverned.
Okay.
And sometimes Boko Haram will strike in Nigeria before you respond, they've entered Niger Republic. The Boko Haram fighters who are going to some parts of Yobe to kill our people, going to Gaydam to kill our people. Gaydam, the hometown of the middle past IG, is a border town with Niger Republic.
Okay.
When they strike here, they enter Niger Republic through the unofficial border posts.
And they get that cover.
Yes, because normally, if the country was well policed, a properly run country, they won't be able to do all of these things. They won't. And this problem had been there for so long. Look at Lakurawa that they are talking about. They go into Niger Republic to hide. They strike in Nigeria. Before you know it, they are gone. They actually came from Mali. But we do not share any border with Mali. We share border with Niger Republic. It is a big problem for us. In all of those states where we share border with Niger Republic, the states beginning from Kebbi in the northwest to Yobe in the northeast. You know, this is a very long border. Our border with Chad, for example, is very small. Our land border with Chad, very small, very manageable. But with Niger, it's such an extensive border.
How many states?
About 6 or 7 states.
6 or 7?
6 or 7. And even within Zamfara, there's a community called Zurmi.
Okay.
Bandits are very active in Zurmi. And Zurmi too is very close to Niger Republic. So it's been tough for our people. It's been really tough because of this porous nature of our borders, especially in northern Nigeria. The borders are extensive, they are not well policed, and there are so many unofficial border posts through which people just come into Nigeria and go. A lot of smuggling taking place. I've seen with my own eyes people smuggling rice into Nigeria from Benin Republic
without
using the official border routes.
Okay, now Mayor, if you're to sit in front of the president, come face to face with the president and also the Minister of Interior, what will you tell him on how to handle this border situation?
Yeah, I would tell the minister to do better, but I can understand why it's very difficult to do better.
Do better? How? Should it be the wall or
no? What I'm saying is that it is difficult when you have an extensive line of border like that. It's very difficult to police it. Extremely difficult to police it. Even America, as advanced as they are, especially with their military and their security forces, they're having problems with their southern border. Every time is a major problem in America. Trump said he wanted to build a wall. He built some kilometers, abandoned it. Now he's deporting people every day. He's just wasting his time. Because during the time of Obama, they deported so many people.
Yeah, not many people are even aware of that.
Running into millions. Obama deported more people than any other president. During the time of Biden, they deported so many people. He has started his own. The reason is that it is so when you have a long stretch of border like that, it is not possible to be able to manage every part of it. It's very difficult. So there will be some areas that people will just walk through, and they are in your country. And what makes it more difficult in Nigeria is that we don't even, our security forces as it is are stretching up. So there is no way our immigration officers can cover that stretch of road running through 7 states. It's not just humanly possible.
It's not possible.
That is just the